So, hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I show you my hi-fi equipment. This is of course due to the main topic of my channel, Audiophile editions, an important video, and it took some time because I have to wait longer than expected for my new turntable. This happened due to the Corona crisis. In this time, 2020, those things took longer than usual. So, hi-fi equipment. Why is it, especially in my case, especially for my channel, so important? I think it's so important because this is the tool, the machine room in a way, which enables you more or less to talk about audiophile releases, to talk about how does an edition sound, how does it sound compared to other editions. The better or the more natural or whatever your equipment is, the more you have the ability and the possibility to talk about it. The more weight, in a way, your judgment may have. And this equipment I have now, that was quite a journey. It was a journey that took me around 25 years. Sometimes it was a very troubled journey. You know, I've gone through so many hi-fi gears. I've gone through, let's say some names, Macintosh, Mark Levinson, Audio Research, Octave, Burmester, Nime, quite some. And the whole system in which, let's call it high-end audio, is brought to you, how you get those things through those hi-fi equipment dealers doesn't make that journey easier for you. Let's put it that way. What helped me after some times, I developed my own idea of I would love, the way I would love to hear and record. The ideal, what would I like to hear, and my ideal became more and more nature, live music. How does it sound in real life? How does a saxophone sound? Or how does a male voice or a female voice sound? This was my measurement in a way, and that was the goal I would love to reach, to build the reality through my hi-fi system. So I rejected companies who put too much of their own sound inside their own equipment. And there are quite some who does exactly that. A lot of companies also in the so-called high-end audio area, they add their own sound. Some of the buyers or listeners likes it or even loves it. They have their own fellowship who said, this is my sound. For me, the most natural sound, the most lively sound was the way to go. And then I found a company which was like epiphany for me, and I added the first component, which was the preamp, and I said, wow, what a difference, what a difference. And of course I wanted to know more. I said, this may be finally, this was around 12 years ago, this may be finally the way I would love to go. And so in this journey I had the pleasure to meet the people, the persons who are behind that company, and we even developed a friendship, and that was in a way the beginning, but in a way also the end of a journey, the beginning of my final hi-fi equipment, and the end of the search, where should I go? So that's for the first part. Why do I have the equipment I have? And now let's go into my equipment. Let's have a look. Okay. So here we are again. This is my equipment. Let's have a short overview and let's go a bit into the details. Let's start with the source and with my newest component, the turntable. As you can see now, the company I'm talking about is Einstein. And every component of my hi-fi equipment is from Einstein, which of course is not so typical, but as this company builds everything, even the cables or the power strip or the tone arm or the cartridge, if you love to, you can go this way with one company. And as I told you, let's start with the turntable. Which is my newest edition of my hi-fi equipment. And as I told you in the beginning, one or the main person of this company has become a friend of mine, and you know what? We are going to visit him. For me, it's a 40-minute drive. For you, it goes within seconds. See you soon. So, okay, turntables, Volker, help us, explain us.
Yes, I mean, a turntable looks very simple, but if you want to do it right, you need a lot of precise parts and a lot of ideas how to keep the turntable separate from room acoustics and the music itself. So that's a quite difficult thing. I think we first should start at one point. I mean, what was a simple turntable which works sometimes really very good, much better than most more sophisticated turntable.
So because you can save money with those kind of things sometimes. Huh?
It's a simple Rega turntable, and I have learned a lot about this simplicity.
Yeah.
Because I think the both guys behind Rega, Phil Freeman as well as Roy Gunley, are really clever guys. And it's hard for this kind of money to do something really good. And I have to respect that a lot. You see, it's a very simple design, but very clever.
Glass.
Yeah, yes, it's glass. It's very easy for machining. I mean, it's not even to machine it. You have platters and you circle it, but you don't need other machining. So it's heavy and it's flat. It's very important. And it's not expensive, but you have to have the idea.
And they were the first that had...
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then you have a tone arm, which is designed very well.
Yeah.
It's aluminium tone arm with different thicknesses in the tube, which stop resonating.
Okay.
stops the tone arm resonating, good bearing, straight tube, and nice geometry to have a good tracking.
Okay.
And in original, you have this, because for this kind of price, it's difficult to have machined equipment, parts, sorry.
Yeah, sure.
This is original, which normally comes with a turntable. And it's plastic parts.
Yeah.
And you have to live with non-precise machining.
Okay.
Because it's not really machined,
Yeah.
it's stamped, it's molded, whatever.
Yeah.
And if you measure the diameters,
Yeah.
here and here,
Yeah.
it's not the same.
Okay.
What means that? If the diameter is
you
not
have a
right,
little problem.
yes, you have a speed problem.
Yeah.
We call it Woe and Flutter.
Uh-huh.
Low speed,
High.
high speed.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's not low and high, but
Yeah.
it differs, okay?
And it shouldn't.
It shouldn't.
Yeah.
If you have a piano, one tone,
Yeah.
with this,
Of course. Yeah, sure. The tone
And-
is not even.
yes. And the same with a pulley.
Mhm.
It's not a precise pulley. It's also molded.
So in general, turntable is all about precision.
Yes.
A
A lot.
To be
A
precise.
lot.
Mhm.
Very,
Mhm.
very important.
Mhm.
If you change these parts,
Yeah.
we did that,
Yeah.
to a machined
Yeah.
inner platter
Yeah.
and a machined pulley,
Yeah.
it sounds much more stable.
Okay. Yeah, of course. It's more.
It's not.
more precision.
Rega
Precision.
knows that too.
Mhm.
There's no doubt about that.
Mhm.
But if you have to manufacture a product to a
Yeah.
certain price,
Yeah, of course.
you have to say, I cannot do that. What can I do to keep the quality?
Yeah.
And Rega is really very good in that.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I have to say that. And if you listen to this turntable, so easy.
Yeah.
There are much other things behind that, but it's
Mhm.
starts to become complicated. It's really makes music. It's live. It has speed. It has a foot tapping.
So if you have a budget and this is the one to go.
I think it's.
Hmm?
I wouldn't say it's the one, but
But
I
it's a
would,
good one to go in
for
that-
me.
in that budget.
For me personally, yes.
Mhm.
You set up a cartridge into the tone arm.
Yeah.
You plug it in, the amplifier, and you listen to music. As easy as that.
Yeah.
Very, very nice.
Great.
And it's a really good quality.
Mhm.
Okay, now,
For something completely different.
yes,
you know,
okay, we go to something completely different. And really big contrast to the simple Rega.
Yeah.
This, I think, is one of the most sophisticated turntables on the market. And it's an Air Force One from Texas. The designer is...
Volker, please tell our listeners, how much money do I have to spend for this machine?
Okay, for this Air Force One, around 80,000 euro, something like that.
Okay, this is around $100,000 and
Around, yeah.
but not with a tone arm, right?
No, it's without tone arm.
It's without.
The turntable
Okay,
itself.
it's without. Of course, sorry that I asked. Okay, tell us about this futuristic machine.
Yeah, it's a lot of design parameters in this turntable. A design which is very important.
Mhm.
We start with a suspension. It's pneumatic,
Mhm.
so it's decoupled from the environment
Mhm.
with air.
Mhm.
So it's pneumatic, and that means that you have no problems with mechanical transfer, low frequency transfer from the ground
Not
to
at
the
all.
turn. Not at all. No,
Okay.
no, no. And this pneumatic is the right stiffness to carry the equipment, the
Mhm.
drive unit
Mhm.
itself.
Mhm.
That's very important.
Yeah, of course, yeah, sure.
The compliance of the pneumatic must be right to the
Mhm.
weight
Mhm.
it's carrying.
Mhm.
Very, very important.
Mhm. Sure.
Then you have the outside motor,
Okay.
and then you have a die-cast chassis with different layers. to stop resonating
Okay.
the turntable itself. And that's another one important thing, is you have air bearing. That means
Sucks.
yes.
Yeah, it sucks the record like a vacuum.
No, that's a different thing.
Oh, okay, sorry.
You have an air bearing. That
Yeah.
means that the platter itself
the
is
platter.
lifted by
Okay.
air.
Automatically.
Automatically. If I switch on the unit,
It goes up.
It goes up.
Like a Citroën.
Yeah, something like that. So that means that the bearing of the turntable doesn't see the weight of the platter,
Okay.
which increases the long-term stability of the bearing itself by a lot, and no noise. No really measurable noise.
Okay.
But for this, you have to have compressors to lift.
Sure.
Yeah. It's,
Sure.
so it's much more complicated.
Yeah.
You have
So
to-
in a way, quite the opposite.
Yes.
In every way, in
Yes.
price way, in the things they have thought out, and no limitations at all.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Great.
And also because you have the compressor still, you have a vacuum
Yeah.
device
Mhm.
which sucks the platter, the vinyl to
Yeah.
the platter.
Yeah.
So we have no resonance between vinyl and platter.
Yeah, of course.
And it's also have Mr. Nishikawa, former designer from Micropsyche.
friend of yours, isn't it?
Yes.
Good boy.
It's not a friend.
Okay.
But it's a guy who.
But you know him.
Yeah, I know him
Yeah.
quite well. Yes.
Yeah.
So he designed this quite clever. You
Yeah.
can adjust everything very easily. So to handle this turntable,
Is
very precise.
Yeah, but is it also handleable for a person who just want to hear a record? Or do you have to make like a driver's license and 3-day weekend quick
No,
education?
it's not for quick education.
Yeah.
You have to take care of this.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
the best thing is that a dealer or distributor, whatever, set it up at the customer's place.
Yeah.
If it's set up, it's
okay.
fine. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, that's quite impressive, Volker. And
That's
But
around
maybe-
100 kilos.
but our listeners probably, or viewers probably ask, why do you have a Rega? Why do you have an Air Force One? Because you built your own turntable. Why? Because I know why, but tell us.
I think it's very important to learn, to look at things, to decide good or not.
Good idea, not
Good idea.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
to support your own ideas.
Mhm.
I think sometimes it's not really good to have a turntable like that, which is very exceptional,
Yeah.
because then your ideas sometimes, I can't reach that, or it's too expensive,
Yeah.
and you have only these ideas in mind.
Sure, I understand.
It,
Yeah.
stops
In
you
a way,
from-
it limits you.
Yes,
In a way, it
it
limits you.
stops you from free thinking.
Yeah.
That's so
Right,
you have to
yeah.
take care of that.
Yeah, not good for creative minds. I totally agree. Sometimes you have to have some obstacles
Yes.
to overcome them. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the first thing I do, if I have a record player, doesn't matter which one,
Yeah.
I set it up and say, it's good to set it up, or is it complicated?
Yeah.
That's very important
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
And then I listen to music first.
Of course, yeah.
And
Yeah.
if it's not sophisticated,
Yeah.
if it's
Yeah.
not transferring music, it's dead.
You know, I had the pleasure to listen some records with you on this machine, and it sounds
No.
good. It sounds good. No.
It's a very, very good
Yeah,
turntable.
yeah.
There are not many around like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. You're right. I agree. So that's for the Air Force. For the Air Force One. If you want them, you can get them.
Okay, we look at our turntable now, and I have to admit it doesn't look as expressive as other turntables.
Volker, simplicity is the most beautiful thing you can reach, in my opinion.
Yes, but sometimes
They want spaceships.
Spaceships and a dealer from ours told me, I can't sell your record player. I know it's sounding really good, but it has no acrylic. The people like shiny stuff, and I say, Jochen, that's the name of the dealer. Do you want to listen to music, or do you want shiny stuff?
Yeah.
I remember the times when you started. For you, music was only the most important.
Volker, I promise
and
you,
now,
all my viewers are only into the music. One of the main goals of our VC community is it always comes down to the music.
That's the most important thing.
It is.
And I talked to this dealer, Jochen, you have changed.
Yeah.
You have
Maybe
changed.
he has to.
Maybe. I don't know.
No, I love this design. I love it. Of course, I'm totally biased because I love your products, but it's gorgeous. Trust me.
If you look at the look and the look of other products, all the look was designed by my wife, Annette.
Annette, yeah.
And she's like, she has the Bauhaus style.
Exactly.
Very straightforward.
Yeah.
And I can tell you can look at this turntable for ages, like the Bauhaus style.
You're right.
On
Absolutely.
all other equipment. It's very straight,
It is.
quite simple,
Yeah.
but all the things behind it, I think, are quite clever.
Yeah. I only can talk about the outcome, and the outcome blew me away. It was one of the happiest day as an audiophile in my life when I heard the first day with this record player. Although you have to say that those things need hours to let's call it burn in, but it was right there from the beginning. But what are, in your opinion, the main structural ideas behind your record player?
I think the main ideas is that all the important things come together. There are not only one important thing, which most turntables have. They have one important thing or two, but then they stop. So on this, I think all important things come together. It's like this turntable is like a team.
Yeah. Okay.
Everything supports themselves.
Yeah.
And if you look at the board itself, you look at it as a black board, 40 millimeters or something like this. But it's a special wood, and we have tested a lot of woods, even aluminium.
Oh, you go also into
All through, I think material control and research is very, very important, because you can see it on instruments. Very important.
Yeah.
I think the Stratocaster sounds different with ash or with other wood.
Same as with the record.
Same as with record player.
Turntable, yeah. Okay.
And this is bamboo.
Okay.
It's in our area in Europe, bamboo is not
so typical. Yeah.
Not so typical.
But it's very hard, isn't it?
It's very hard, very stiff, and it doesn't work. I mean, if it's wet or hot, it stays as it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's quite light, and it doesn't store a lot of energy.
Okay.
So that's main important. If there's a turntable with acrylic or something like that, it stores a lot of energy. It's not fast. The material is not fast. It's damping.
Okay.
And due to physics law, you cannot damp energy.
Okay.
That's not possible.
Yeah. I understand. Yeah.
And so we tried several materials, and for us, in this design, only in this design, the bamboo was.
So if you make another turntable, it may be completely different. Okay.
Maybe. And what else is important? I think the main important thing many people forget is to keep the turntable separate from the environment.
Yeah.
So that
because of the influences.
Yes, that you don't have feedback from the music itself.
Okay. Yeah.
Or feedback from the ground itself.
Yeah.
It's called low frequency resonance. If you look at the idle system, Hifi system, you have speakers which will go very low in frequency, say 20 hertz, 30 hertz. And if that is done with a high level, you will have noise from the floor to the turntable, because the floor will store and transmit this low frequency energy. And if this hits the turntable, I mean the tracking process, you have lost. Absolutely lost. I mean, it's like a seismograph. If you have vibration from outside coming here, it will affect the tracking process of the tone arm dramatically. And you will lose information. A lot of information.
Or gain false information that you don't want to have.
Yes. So to avoid that, we had in mind to come to a kind of suspended chassis, tuned to a very low frequency outside the audio frequency. And this is like that. You can see it.
So it's also with air, isn't it?
No, it's not with air, it's with springs. Springs and rubber. The springs and rubber, and it only can work with this weight of the turntable. This feet will not work with
different weight.
No, it has to be calculated to this turntable. Otherwise, it will not work. We have a resonant frequency around 4 hertz, which means it's completely out of the audio frequency.
Interesting.
And of the frequency, low frequency of the moving ground.
But what always strikes me, and I said it in the beginning, that it's very special what you did with Einstein, that every component you build, you use cables, power strips, amplifiers, speakers, you build everything. You did not only the chassis, you built the tone arm, the cartridge, everything is Einstein, isn't it? Everything is
yes, but I have to say there are some people who help us.
Of course,
we cannot manufacture a tone arm like this. But
the thoughts behind it,
yes.
they are. And you say, please build it this way.
Yes.
Who builds your cartridge?
The cartridge is made by Audiophile. It's a very stable company, and you can...
Yeah, they are well known.
Yes, you can be sure that every cartridge they do will be the same. I mean, the type of cartridge they do. If you have number 1 or number 100,
that's important.
Will
of course,
stay the same sound, same compliance, everything.
That's important.
We have tried other companies before, and that don't have this constant quality.
But the main ideas, the development are from your company.
The mechanical, yes, but the generator and the coil was designed by Live, who is the leader of designing Audiophile. But it's a kind of joint venture. You have done that before with him, haven't you? No.
It was the first. It was the first time.
Audiophile is a very good company. I mean, they use not because they use our preamplifier, but they use a preamplifier, our phono preamplifier, for testing their cartridge.
Yeah, phono preamplifier is a dream machine. We talk about that in another video, but this is unbelievable, of course. And the tone arm?
The tone arm was my idea, and I just discussed these ideas with a Japanese company, with Mr. Ishiyama-san, who has a long experience in building turntable. Even he started with the iconic tone arms fidelity research. So we discussed all the ideas, and he did the job for us. With our ideas, I mean, with straight tone arm, he never did a straight tone arm. Always a curved tone arm, which has problems as well as good things. But to avoid the problems of a straight tone arm, we did, it was my design, 2 tone arm tube pipes.
Two,
yes.
In a way, this is not 1 tone arm, in a way it's 2 tone arms.
Yeah, one pipe outside is stainless steel, and one pipe inside is aluminium.
Wow.
And there's glued together. It's no no play in between. It's very stiff, really very
Has
stiff.
anybody else done this before, or is it the first?
I don't know, but I don't think so. Maybe there are some, but I don't know of any company. But this is very important. We have. I will show. Yeah, over there. I take this off from the Air Force One.
Yeah.
This, for example.
Can you go a little near, so maybe
Yeah,
you can see
this, for example, is multi-layer Kevlar.
Yeah.
Kevlar.
high-tech material.
High-tech material, like used in the racing car,
Yeah.
whatever. We tried it's also our design. It was one of the first prototypes.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
It's one of our first prototypes. We came
I
inside.
see. Yeah, no, I see.
You see?
Yeah, I see.
My wife didn't like the shape,
Okay.
so we
you
the same in, but
you have to come up with a new idea, of course.
But the main things on this is a carbon fiber tube, and it's a multi-layer carbon fiber, but it made the tone arm terrible. For me, it's terrible. It's very damped sound.
Okay, it adds
very.
sound. Okay.
Some people like this kind of sweety, boomy sound, which is not our philosophy. It's a bit slow, everything, and so we tried different tubes, and the best one was the two tubes design.
Great,
Stainless steel with aluminium.
And you use the same design, and it doesn't matter if you have the 9-inch or the 12-inch tone arm, right? It's the same design, or are there differences between those?
No, that's the same design. It's the same design.
So, but why two tone arms? Why a 9-inch and why a 12-inch?
Well, because they sound different. Many people think a 12-inch tone arm will track better than a 9-inch, which is theoretically true. But if you measure the distortion, it doesn't matter at all. I mean the tracking angle.
Yeah.
So with a 12-inch design, you have less tracking angle, which comes at least at if you have a straight one, very long, you have no tracking angle at all. You have the tangential idea behind. But 12 or 9, it really doesn't matter. The most important thing is always the mass and the rigidity.
Okay.
And the mass of the 12-inch is, of course, because it's longer, it's higher than of a 9-inch.
Okay. And that's an advantage.
This can be advantage with the right cartridge.
Okay.
So
it's always difficult. It's never easy for a car.
No. And
terrible.
The other thing is, if you look at, in physics, a long tube can resonate and oscillate more than a short one. So you have to have that in mind too. You have this iconic thing.
Yeah. I'm afraid our viewers can't see. It's
yes, and it's only one tube. It's you can hear it. If the tube pipe isn't rigid and stiff, you have lost already. Lost.
Okay.
The sound will not be good.
Okay, but if it has too much, it's also not good, isn't it? Or is there no too much in that area?
I think there is no too much, but what else can you do? Sometimes 3 or 4 tubes, and you are increasing mass and mass and mass. So at some point you have to stop because you have advantage.
But I think that's a question of experience. A very interesting thing that you said right now, because you have to know and to feel. No, we don't have to go deeper.
Yes.
No, that's enough.
Don't
go further.
Because then other problems started. So we'll start.
So a turntable, in a way, can I say that? A little snooty, as a friend of mine, Messi, would say, a little snooty. Turntable is something that has a lot to do with minimizing the problems.
Yes.
Okay. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. So again to the plinths, Michael. There's one thing. Das ist Edelstahl. Da hinten an der Wand.
Ah, okay. Yeah,
There's one thing I want to show, because
Yeah.
in the turntable too, this is built, you can see it
Yeah.
underneath.
Uh-huh.
And this is a stainless steel material, machined, and it's 8 or 9 millimeter. And this connects the bearing
Yeah. And
to the toner,
Okay.
so that you have always the same level. So that you have
Yeah.
always the same level.
Okay.
That's very important.
Why? Well, if I may ask.
Yeah. Otherwise, the offset of the cartridge
Mhm.
will not be exact.
Exact. Okay. Ah, okay.
And also, it makes this part stiffer again.
Stiffness is important in that
Yes.
area. Mhm. Mhm.
So you can't see it, but it's underneath.
Okay. Great. Very interesting.
Very important.
No, I think so.
And it guarantees long-term stability,
Mhm.
because this will not move.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the wood can move after 10, 20 years. With
No.
this,
No
no.
chance. Okay. So and the motor is
It's outside.
it's outside there.
It has to be outside,
Yeah.
otherwise it will interfere in the tracking process. The
Mhm.
motor is not
Mhm.
never absolutely silent. Never.
Yeah.
And,
Otherwise it wouldn't be a motor. Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
better to keep it outside. And with our idea of that,
Yeah, great.
we will know.
Even
have
I
no-
understand why. Yeah,
We
yeah.
will have no noise
Yeah, great. Yeah.
to the tracking process.
You know, I've listened to it now for well, let's say 25, 30 hours. It's quite new, my turntable, and it's unbelievable. And I'm not talking because I'm here. It's unbelievable. It's so much better than my former turntable, and this wasn't, which it wasn't a simple one.
No.
So a little change in perspective, so you can see it a little nearer. Volker, what are other details you think are important to know for our viewers?
There are quite many, but I think we will have problems with the time.
Probably,
Yes.
but
But one important thing is the connection of the tone arm to the board itself.
yeah,
So where the tone arm is mounted to the board. And that is a very critical point. And we have looked into that a lot.
yeah,
And with different materials, you really get a different sound.
okay,
I have different materials here. That's kind of black wood. This is Honduras
okay.
Palisande, and this is grenadine.
So as a customer, I also can go and say I have this listening habits, and you can go a bit in the direction.
A bit.
Mhm.
In series, in the production, we have brass on
Mhm.
this point.
Mhm.
That's the most stable thing.
Yeah.
Has a different sound and coloration, but I think it's really very good.
Yeah.
If you go into more detail,
Yeah.
I think you have to look to some very expensive and also materials you don't easy get.
And believe me, if Volker Bohlmeiers says it's expensive, it is expensive.
For example, this came to us by an accident.
Yeah.
This is granada wood. This is the material the clarinets and oboes are
Okay.
made from.
Okay.
And the interesting thing here, it's nearly 100 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you feel it, it's like massive. It doesn't feel as wood,
No, not at all.
not at all.
Not at all. Great.
And this for me personally, is one of the best sound.
Okay. But that's great to know. If you have habits and you want to have them fulfilled, you can. Great.
Yes, it's very detailed,
Mhm.
but still very very precise in the bass.
Yeah.
I think it's most of the things matter in music
Yeah.
is with this.
Okay.
And you see, you can play around with it. Everything
Great,
has
yeah.
its
Yeah.
advantage, and
And
some.
this is a little part here in
Yes.
that area where you
Yes.
connect
Only-
the tone
only-
arm to the turntable.
to the turntable.
Great. So much to learn, so much to know, so interesting. We can be days in your playground. I hope you will meet us again. So because this was only the turntable.
And we're not even discussed it totally.
Because I would love to go and show the viewers something of your playground. Look at that. Look at that. On the window there is a
Simon York.
Simon York.
A good friend of mine.
Great. Oh my.
That's an iconic turntable.
Yeah.
It's a Platine Verdier.
I hope Volker gives us the opportunity to visit him again and that we can go through other components, other ideas, other design elements. Oh, my microphone. Sorry, guys. Here we are. So, Volker, thank you very, very much.
So, if you like it, you are invited, but you have to tell me.
Yeah, you have to call.
If you like it.
Yeah. and I will put a link down below the video, and people can contact you, and I hope they will. Great. Volker, thank you very much. See you soon.
See you soon. Thank you for coming.
So, home again. Hope you liked our journey to the hearing room of Einstein Audio and that you have met Volker Bohlmeiers. Now let's go a bit through the other components of my hi-fi gear, and let's start again with the phono preamp. The phono preamp are two parts in a way. First part is this fellow, the phono preamp, and this part, the power source for the phono preamp. And what's special about this phono preamp is, amongst others, that it's a 2 times Faraday cage. It's a gorgeous addition to my hi-fi equipment. We go deeper into every part of this hi-fi equipment in own videos. This video is to give you a short overview. So this is the phono preamp, this one, and this one, the power source. Then we have the preamp, which is this part, all valve driven. This was my first hi-fi equipment I've got from Einstein. This was the part that started it all in a way, and with every new component I got from Einstein, my sound experience, my hi-fi experience gotten better and better in dramatic, beautiful steps. It was so much fun. This is the preamp. And then, of course, very important, the amps. They are called the Silver Bullet. Those are mono amps, right channel. Here you have the left channel. They are called the Silver Bullet. Sorry for the glare, but it comes with the glare. All valve driven, and the system in which they are built is called OTL. And what that means, in a short term, it means that through a very, very, very difficult way of constructing and building, it means that the single valve is directly connected to the speaker. No limitations in bandwidth or whatsoever. This is unbelievable in its quality, but very, very hard to reach. And of course, the last step of the chain, the speakers. The speakers are called the pure right speaker. left speaker. Those speakers are three ways, of course, but with active subwoofers. The subwoofer is active and only the mid and high range is not active, which makes much sense due to the fact that those tube amplifiers are, and that's a good thing, not such watt beasts. They are here for beauty, pureness, and sound in a good way, not for power or recreate an AC/DC live concert when it comes to loudness. Okay, those are the components which will get every component, if you like, if you want to see that, will get an own video, because there is much to tell about every component. This video is just an overview and first impression. Okay, that's it from the front. As you can see here, we can go outside and see it from the back a bit, maybe also of interest. So that's from the front. So now we are on the rear side, and maybe some of you are more familiar with that view if you looked some of my videos until now. So the rear side, you can see the cables, the power strips, all from Einstein. Everything you can see which is from part of my hi-fi equipment is from Einstein, saying it goes also for the cables. So you know, it's nice to see in hi-fi equipment from its rear end, which is not so often possible, but due to the fact that I have this door here, which of course sound-wise has its difficulties, no doubt about that, but for this viewing from the outside, it helps. So those are the cables and the power strip. This part here is the power source for the turntable, which will get an update eventually, a very interesting update, but we go into that when it's done. When it's here, will take some time. It's in the development. So that's the rear side of my hi-fi equipment. So I hope you liked it.